Zoom Administration, Advanced Options. In this lesson, we will cover the following advanced options: Zoom for Developers, H323 and SIP Room Connector, Branding, Single Sign-On, and Integration. If you are developing an application and want to incorporate some Zoom functionality, your developers can head over to our Zoom for Developers site, www.zoom.us/developer. From this site, they can get more information on our REST APIs, JavaScript API, the mobile RTC stacks for iOS and Android, and the SDKs for Windows and Mac. Your developers can also join our community, which is a great resource to get help from Zoom engineers and fellow Zoom developers. If you have the CRC or Room Connector ports enabled on your account, here is where you will find your information. The Cloud Room Connector tab will show you the IP address and SIP domains for your endpoints to call. The Virtual Room Connector is part of the on-premises solution, and this tab will give you links to the necessary VMs, token, and more. From the H323 and SIP Devices tab, you can add an H323 or SIP endpoint to this list by clicking on the Add an H323 or SIP Device button. Provide the necessary information and click Add. Now, when you're in a Zoom meeting and click on Invite, you can go to Invite a Room System and select Callout. Then any endpoint you've added to this list will appear in the dropdown. This makes it easy to get your H323 or SIP endpoints invited to your meeting, and now you don't have to worry about memorizing IP addresses or SIP URIs. The H323 SIP Connections tab will show you a list of the active connections utilizing the Room Connector ports. And lastly, the H323 and SIP Configuration tab allows you to select settings regarding display names, choosing Only Display Active User, Display All, or Hide All. You can also choose the display settings where you can choose Gallery View, Full Screen, or Active Speaker with thumbnail videos underneath. You can also input a DTMF tone automatically to preset an in-meeting setting. With branding, you can customize the look, feel, and content of your landing page. Please note that branding does require a vanity URL, so you must be on a business account or higher. From the branding section, you can also customize and brand the header and footer, CSS, and upload images. You can also customize the various emails that are sent from Zoom. For example, the meeting invite email, sign-up email, forgot password email, and more. The email templates use the FreeMarker format, so please visit freemarker.org for more information. You can also upload an image to use as your Zoom Room's background, and this will be the default image unless you specify a different image per Zoom Room. Lastly, under Meetings, you can specify a post-attendee URL, which will direct your meeting participants to the specified URL. This can be a good way to send your participants to your blog, sales page, or even a survey. You can also specify a custom message for audio conferencing when your participants click the link. If you have a single sign-on service like Active Directory, Okta, Centrify, you can use this to deploy your Zoom service to your users. You can get started here from the single sign-on page. This is a SAML implementation and does require the vanity URL. Therefore, you must be on a business account or higher to deploy via SSO. From this page, you can enter the necessary information to get started with your SSO deployment. For example, the sign-in and sign-out URL, identity provider certificate, and more. You can also set security options and customize SAML response mappings. The integration section shows you all the various applications you can integrate with your Zoom account. For many of the integrations, there is a document link. If you click on that link, That will take you to the corresponding support article for that specific integration. And through the Configure link, you can set up that integration, entering the specified information like API key, user credentials, or account information. We can integrate with Eloqua, Epic, HipChat, HubSpot, Infusionsoft, Kaltura, a broader LTI integration, but also specific integrations for Canvas and Moodle, Marketo, Ontraport, Panopto, Salesforce and Pardot, Slack, Zapier, and Zendesk.